What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on? First of all, y'all, happy Juneteenth, okay? Shout out to the black folks. This gonna be black, okay? This gonna be black. And if you offended, oh, the freak well. And let me just tell you this. Like I told y'all in the Real Housewives of Atlanta video, this was coming. Baby, it's been hot, okay? I can't even take my head down. Like, girl, I really wanted to come on here with my locks, baby, just luxuriating and just flowing down and everything or whatever. But girl, I have to tie that thing up because it's just been a little bit warm, you know, and I'm just like, okay, like, it's been a little cool out. And for the last couple of days, it's been a little warm out. And then for the rest of the week, it's about to be warm shit. Girl, something is here. I ain't even finna complain about it, girl. But anyway, this is the Blackening, all right? And as I said in the previous video, if you have not watched the movie yet, okay, it just came out this past weekend. If you have not watched the movie, go see it today. It's Juneteenth. Do it for the black folks, okay? But, anyway, if you have, girl, let's talk about it. I probably won't be on here long, but let me just tell you this. The movie came from, I think, a Comedy Central skit, okay, that came out some years ago. And the fact that they took like probably a 5-minute, 6-minute clip, okay, and made a whole hour-and-a-half plus movie about it, I was just like, what? Now, when I saw the commercial for it and before I saw the preview, I said, this looked oddly familiar. I couldn't put my finger on it until I actually saw the whole freaking trailer for it. And I said, this from that clip or whatever, you know. And I was like, how they gonna do this? It was funny. It caught me off guard because I just really wasn't expecting it. And I was so here for it because it was just black. It was just black. And the original clip was so funny to me. And so I said, you know what? Now this could go either two ways. They can make this clip a big movie and it can go well, right? Or it could be one of those things where it should have just stayed that one particular skit that was on Comedy Central. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so glad to say that it went the first way, okay? It went, girl, this is probably, I feel like I might go see it. No, I'm definitely going to see it again this week once I get off of work or whatever. I did probably wanted to go see it today again, but girl, I really don't feel like going back out the house. It is a beautiful day outside, but girl, I just don't feel like going out the house. I just feel like chilling because yesterday was stressful. I had to do stuff yesterday. I had to do stuff, you know, Friday. Girl, it's Saturday, everything. It was just stressful. So I just want to use this day to chill. But I'm definitely going back to see it at least a couple more times before it comes out on DVD or streaming. But, and I'm a bad man too because, you know, you got to support black people. But I'm looking at the cast and some of the people on here, I was just like, all right, now as soon as I saw Yvonne Orji, you know, you may or may not like her, I don't know, but I do like her. Molly from Insecure, she was on here. Then you got Grace Byers on here. And I said, baby, we just synced you up in Harlem, okay? You know, and I don't know. When I was watching the movie, you want to know who Grace, she plays the girl Allison, right? She reminds me, and I don't know if you guys know her, but you probably do. Some of y'all who watch me probably know these people that I mentioned too, because we all in the same damn circle or whatever. Hey Friend Hey. She used to be a YouTuber, but she's now like, she's just everything. I'm just put this shout out to Hey Friend Hey. She's on a podcast with Dustin Ross and Asante called The Friend Zone. She reminds me of her, like, aesthetic wise, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay. I just kept on seeing her face for whatever reason when I was seeing, I think it's the hair. That's just what it was. But you got her, you got Dwayne Perkins who was playing Dwayne. He's basically, let's just get into it. You got Yvonne Orji, Jermaine Fowler, Jay Farrow, Antoinette Robinson, Dwayne Perkins, X Mayo, Melvin Gregg, Cinquia Walls. That's 50 Cent's son off of Power that he killed, Sean. Okay, just in case y'all don't know, when he was just in that what is it, White Man Can't Jump remake with Jack Harlow or whatever. But anyway, let's just get into it, okay? Off the rip, my scale rating for it, 10 out of 10, okay? Because when I tell you it was just the right, it wasn't overly ignorant, it wasn't too much, it wasn't too less, it was perfect for me, okay? Some of y'all may feel different, I don't know, but I'm just giving my opinion, my scale. I give it a 10 out of 10, all right? And I usually don't give 10 out of 10s like that. I ain't even get a Little Mermaid 10 out of 10. That's because, you know, that Aquafina bitch was in there and she done fucked it up for everybody for me. Okay, I had to give it a 9.7 just because of that. But 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 because it kept me laughing from jump. Basically, the premise of this whole thing is you have a group of black friends that are coming together after probably, what, 10 years being apart after college, and they're reuniting, okay? This is the first time in a long time that everybody's gonna be together at one place. So you got this couple of the group played by Jay Farrow and Yvonne Orji. They are Morgan and Sean, right? And so they get there first. Well, first we see Yvonne, or I should say Morgan. And she's putting on, I can't stand the rain. It's my window. I said, oh shit, all right. This how we starting it all. And they in the cabin in the woods. I said, excuse me. Excuse me. Now see, we already knew something was gonna happen and we already knew where this was going, because the thing of it is, if you have seen horror movies, and I love this, this is like a parody of horror movies about what black people would do. And it's coming off the whole fact that when we see horror movies, most of the time in a lot of these horror movies, the history of it, if there are black people there, 9 out of 10, they're the first ones to go, okay? They're the first ones to get killed, you know? And it's very rare. I mean, we have seen some where the black people do survive, you know, and they probably be the only one that survived, or one of a couple that survived, you know what I'm saying? Till the very end. But in this one, it's like, what do you do when, and it's the tagline, what do you do when everybody is black? So who gonna survive? Who gonna die? Who gonna this, you know? And so red flag number one is having a reunion in a cabin in the woods. And the previous owners, or the owners that's renting them out, is white. In the cabin in the woods, okay? Ain't no civilization around. And the way that they had to drive all the way up there through the mountains and all that stuff, it was too much greenery. It was too much rocks, okay? It wasn't enough. I said, bitch, where are the light poles, okay? Where's the lights at? Bitch, when I be out there with my sister, and we be driving or whatever to go to Indiana or whatever, to the part where they stay at, girl, it don't be no lights. It don't be no lights out there, especially if we driving in the dark. It don't be no light. I said, girl, where is the lights at? I don't like that. I do not like that. That's the one part about being on a road trip, is going through a town or going through a certain area or certain parts where they ain't got no lights for miles, okay? And you literally have to turn your high beams up, all right? Because, listen, and at one point I got scared. Girl, we was up in Puerto Rico. Oh, I ain't tell y'all this when I was talking about Puerto Rico. Pause. We was coming out the resort. Now, baby, we had to leave early in the morning to go to the airport because the flight was real early. It was still dark as shit outside, right? Ain't no lights out there. Ain't no lights out there. So I was like in the backseat of that car. Baby, I couldn't even go to sleep. I couldn't go to sleep in the backseat of the car while my sister was driving, because first of all, when my sister drove the first half, when she first came there to the resort, she took a turn and, bitch, I almost fell out the car, because I literally, my big ass just got turned all the way over here. I'm all the way over. How the hell I get over there? Okay, I said, now, girl, we don't even know how to get through here. We ain't never been here. Why are you driving crazy like this? And then when we driving in the morning, ain't no lights out there. It was dark as shit. And we thought we hit something, but it was a bag of garbage that was in the street. We was like, oh, my God. I was so scared. I was so scared because then all of a sudden the road started turning. I said, oh my goodness, I said, bitch, slow the fuck down. I don't do that, okay? I really don't do that. That makes my nerves bad. And then y'all doing this and they want no guardrails on the freaking road while they was going through the mountains and shit to get to the cabin. I said, bitch, I don't do that either, okay? Because all I got to do was think in my head, Bitch, what if the tire come off and we fall all the way over and we dead? Because ain't no guard railing. All right, I'm just like, oh no. And then y'all going to the freaking woods. I said, baby, we don't do cabin in the woods. We're not white, okay? That may be a stereotype, but baby, I just don't do it. Baby, what happened to an Airbnb? What is it? Airbnb. That's not a cabin. Put me in a city, okay? I could do suburbia, but not a cabin in the woods, okay? We're not about to go that far, you know. And then you got to take all this stuff down. The previous owner got all this other stuff there. You know, you got the Buddhist statue. You got this other artifact. Then you got their family pictures up or whatever. We see the Juneteenth stuff up there because, of course, you know, Morgan came in and decorated. And she listening to the music and drinking her wine. Next thing you know, the door opens. Baby, fuck that. Who there? Who there? I said, girl, now close that door or go get a gun or something like this. This not what we doing. It was a lot of misstep on Morgan part, okay? Morgan and Sean part. I said, y'all acting a little pink toe-ish, okay? And I don't. But when Yvonne was like, ew, no, that's too much DMX. Bitch, you gotta listen to her podcast when she was doing the DMX voice. She'd be so fucking funny. But, come to find out, it's her boyfriend, okay? It's her boyfriend, husband, whoever he is, Jay Farrow. You know, his name is Sean on here. And, you know, they have a little discussion. He finds this room that says game room. It has a green door. They bust the door open, go down there. Now, first of all, the door took too long to try to get open. And I said, see, that's another, listen, if I cannot get into it by just turning the knob like that and opening, and I have to put force into it, I'm going to leave it alone, okay? That's just what Ashley's going to do. Meanwhile, they go down there, and I said, why is the game room downstairs like this and all this stuff? I said, pan around this bitch and let me see what other type of games they got up in here. Because on the table, it was the actual game, the Blackening. And when they opened up that bitch, it had a Sambo-ass, big lip, dark-skinned, blackface-ass character on it. I said, excuse me? Bitch, and then the thing talk about some pick a card. I said, no, we ain't finna play like that. We ain't finna play like that. Girl, as soon as I heard that, I would have said, it's time to go. They gonna say something, well, hell, we might as well play. I said, come the fuck on. Why are we doing this, okay? Like, I'm offended because it's called the Blackening and it ain't what I thought it was gonna be. And then when I open the box and I see this racial racist caricature, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and I gotta go. I just got real bad vibes, okay? It's time to get the fuck up out of here. Bad vibes everywhere. And y'all said, listen, fuck that shit, we finna pull a card. We might as well play it. And then you got one of the pieces on there, looks like one of her earrings. And I said, that's nothing the red flag. It's time to get the hell up out of here. And see, it was just giving me like, they was getting so many red flags right off the bat, and they just kept on going with it. I said, oh, y'all really acted like pink toes right about now. Drop that shit and get the fuck up out of here, okay? But no, they pulling cars, and next thing you know, the lights go out, and Sean get hit in the fucking neck with an arrow, and then Morgan is gone. So that's how the show starts off, right? Then we get a group. Two separate groups are coming at the same time, or different times, but the same day in different cars. You got Lisa, Dwayne, they're besties, and you got Allison. They're all three in the car together. Allison is played by Grace Byers, and Dwayne, he the gay guy. You know, you always got to have a little gay up in the friend group or whatever, but he brings the comedy or whatever. And apparently, Dwayne didn't know that another person was coming, and that was Namdi, right? Namdi and Lisa used to be together in college, but see, Namdi used to cheat on him, cheat on Lisa a whole bunch of time, and then so you know when your friend get cheated on, they come to you and all that stuff. And Dwayne was like her emotional support person, and so because of the hurt that he caused her, he just don't feel Namdi. He don't fuck with him or anything. But see, he didn't know that he was coming. Meanwhile, in the other car, we see, is it another car? Namdi do show up. And the way Dwayne curved him when he saw him, that shit was funny as hell. All right. And then we have King, who was already there. And you got this officer, white police officer, or I should say parole officer, or park parole, or whatever you want to call it. He wouldn't even let him up in the house, and he giving him the 3rd degree, you know, because he ain't had the code to the house and thinking that he ain't supposed to be there. And they automatically was like, is it because he black? So Lisa had to come through and say, we supposed to be here. We rent this out for the weekend. And he was like, well, usually the people that live here, they usually don't rent it out. And they was like, to black people? No, to like... yeah, black people. That's just basically what it was. All right. I said, yeah, clear that shit up. Clear that shit up. You know, so you had to go through that embarrassing moment or whatever because, you know, you black on this land. I said, see, that's another red flag. It's time to get the fuck up out of here. But then we get Shanika, who is in her car. Shanika felt like me a little bit. And I'm going to tell you why. Because once I get steadied into stuff or whatever, the initial anxiety and all that stuff go, and then I finally calm my nerves or whatever, baby, I'm gonna relax into this shit. And so if I gotta go on this trip and I gotta go on this big, we gonna have a little good of fun. All right, so she pulled up to the she was driving by herself. She pulled up to the gas station. I guess it was one of those self-serves or whatever, or it looked like one of them old ones where they come and fill your car up yourself, fill the car up for you. And before she could get out, she was in the car just finished. I can't remember what the song was that she was listening to, but if you heard it, you know it, okay? And I was like, bitch, that's us. Like, we got to finish that goddamn song out before we get up out the car. So I was like, okay, cool. And I mean, she was just going off and everything. And then the white guy just sitting there looking like, I said, don't worry about it, because you ain't got no flavor. You ain't got no flavor, Mr. Pink Toe, so don't worry about it. So she finna get out the car, go up into the gas station to go get some stuff or whatever. She go to the wine aisle. You know, we see the clerk, the cashier guy. He got one eye that's fucked up in shit. And he just looked really weird. It looked like he had his hands in his pants or something at one point. I said, it was giving me Chainsaw Massacre. Okay, and I said, it's time to go. It's time to go. I don't see no black people around. I don't feel comfortable. It's time to go. But of course, she found the liquor aisle, you know, getting some of that cheap-ass fucking Moscato y'all love to death. Okay, I said that sugary shit. That Kool-Aid ass wine cooler big bottle shit, that's what y'all get. And then for it to look like such a racist ass town, why they selling rap snacks? I said, what the fuck? Of all things, rap snacks. So then she runs into, because the clerk comes looking at them, looking at her, and I felt uncomfortable just looking at, y'all ever go into a place, and that's some real shit, you ever go into a place and you just feel automatically uncomfortable, whether you have a reason to or not? I've been there before, okay? And so that shit would have told, I wouldn't even spit nothing on them, you know? I would have just dropped the shit and I would have just left, all right? Because you're not going to make me feel uncomfortable. You know, some of y'all may have y'all principles like, well, fuck it, bitch, I'm here. Bitch, I'm finna get the fuck out. I'm not finna spend my money here, okay? Because y'all just making me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Then she run into this dude, okay? What's his name? Clifton. They called that man every name in the book besides Clifton. It was given very much Tony and Jabari from Girlfriends. She could never call him Jabari, okay? It was Jigaboo, it was Jamal, it was Jaquez, it was, you know, whatever other J word that she could think of. That's what they was doing to Clifton. And of course, he was like this real geeky, nerdy type of dude with the glasses, and he looked like he had a little impediment, you know, mouth was crooked. And, you know, he stopped there because his car ran out of gas and he needed a charger because he left his charger. And this was also funny because it had the whole debate about the Android versus the iPhone. It was like, they don't have my charger here, so, you know, and I have an Android. Do you have an Android? No, bitch, iPhone, what the fuck? And y'all know how we are, okay, because I done got on some of y'all Android people. Hit dogs holler, bitch, okay? We don't do no Androids, we do iPhones and stuff, woo, woo, woo. Bitch, it's all fun and games, because truth be told, I ain't even gonna lie, and I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Some of them Android camera quality be real good, bitch. I seen a video somebody posted. I said, bitch, now how the fuck did she get that clip like that? It looked like I'm literally right there. Bitch, it was an Android. I said, oh, it must be Samsung, okay? But, you know, dude coming to the aisle, looking at them. They was like, let's get the fuck up out of here. So they wind up rolling in there. And when they get there, of course, they playing spade. We get some information about King. He used to be like this little thug or gangster or whatever, you know, because Sean was there. He asked her, or I should say, Namdi, you know, asking him about, you ain't got your gun. He said, no, I ain't got no gun. I'm a changed man. And, you know, of course, you got them motherfuckers that be like, I'm all about my black people, but you got at least one of them that say I'm about my black people, but be married to a white spouse. And that's King, okay? King is the reformed gangster that got a white woman in his life, all right? And so Namdi said he changed his ways. All right. They wait for Morgan and Sean to get back, not realizing that Morgan and Sean is dead and Morgan is just, we don't know where she at, okay? So they in there, you know, when King made that Kool-Aid drink, and I saw all of that sugar that he put. It's like he put way more sugar in it than he put vodka. And I said, oh, this ain't gonna taste right. But I sure enough would have drank the fuck out of that. Okay, I would have drank the fuck out of that. It is very much given on House Party when old boy was pouring all that sugar up in the Kool-Aid and then gonna put a dab of goddamn vodka up in it. I said, child, that's a little bit. You trying to give the people diabetes? You trying to give us the sugars? That's what he was doing, you know? And so they out there commiserating. Next thing you know, they playing spades. They playing spades. Shanika get there with Clifton. Baby, don't nobody know who Clifton is. They got to remember who he is. They can't get his name right. And they trying to figure out who the fuck invited this nigga. Who the fuck invited this nigga? All right. It was so funny because at one point he wanted to play spades too, but he didn't really know how to play. And they was like, no, it's going to be girls against boys. And if you gonna have to play, you gonna have to play on the boys, and they gonna have to teach you. And you, of course, they ain't want to teach. And this y'all is some real shit. Black people do not play about spades, okay? Do not sit down at a family event, a barbecue, a baby shower, or whatever it is, and the spades pop out, and you say that you know how to play that bitch, and you really don't know how to play that bitch, because it can get dangerous. You can lose your life. You can get stabbed up in that bitch because you fucking reneged on a fucking book, or you put down the wrong goddamn card, bitch. What are you doing? All right? And you want to know the part that really got me was when they was having those internal dialogues. Okay, but we just looking at each other. And we know exactly what we're saying. We're holding the whole conversation without words, right? So that kept on popping up in the whole show, in the movie. And I was like, okay, yeah, that I'm here for that. Meanwhile, they still trying to figure out where the hell Morgan and Sean at. Next thing you know, we realized that Lisa and Namdi, not only are they talking it on good page again, but they're also back together. They go up there to fuck. Dwayne, he then popped a Molly because, you know, Lisa trying to get him to calm the fuck down. And Molly finally hit. He go up in there to go wash his clothes and everything. And that's when Shanika had popped up and scared him and everything. And, you know, so they in the house. Next thing you know, the lights go off. And this is where the movie really started, okay? They trying to figure out what's going on. They saw that green door. Initially, it didn't have anything on there. Then when they see it again, it has the game room sign on there. So they go down there, they see the what is it? The game. And of course, basically, they're being watched. And if they don't answer these 10 questions or whatever, Morgan is gonna die. Because then the old TV screen comes on and you see the guy in the mask, you see Morgan sitting there in the chair. Baby, they was like, oh my God. You know, we need to save Morgan. They trying to figure out where she at. Imagine Morgan was in the house the whole time, but downstairs in the basement, okay? But, they was playing the game. I was asking them all these black ass questions, right? And my whole thing is, At this moment, when I was listening to the questions, I said, now what would a white person do, and why would a white person have a fucking game like this that's asking black questions that only black people know? And at that moment, my mind started, I said, who really put this shit together? Now, honestly, when I saw Clifton, I already knew he stuck out like a sore thumb to me. I said, bitch, first of all, you not even supposed to be here. Everybody is wondering why the fuck are you here? And then you go to say that Morgan invited you. Morgan don't fucking know you. But hey, that's another thing. And I was like, let me keep my eye on him, because something about this nigga ain't right? So you can't play spades, all right? You got this game of Blackening, asking questions that only black people would really know. Why would a white person have this? It felt like they got louder on purpose because they knew I was waiting for them to pass, and I ain't have to do that in a minute, okay? But anyway, I apologize. Y'all know it's something I had to, you know. Anyway, moving on from that. This is what you get for living by a fucking hospital. But anyway, so I'm just putting two and two together. I said, this don't, a nigga got to be behind this. A nigga got to be behind this, for real. I don't know which nigga, but I think I know which nigga, but a nigga gonna be behind this, okay? And I'm like, they was asking the question. And then one of the questions, this is what got me. Because when they was up in the car on the way coming, Allison, who was played by Grace Myers, they were talking about, you know, how they don't trust white people, whatever. Allison said, yeah, I don't trust white people either. And they was like, but bitch, you half white. And she was like, yeah, I know, my daddy white. And when he get mad, I get scared. Like, oh shit, he about to do this. I said, what? And I'm only breaking that part up because one of the questions was, so the Black National Anthem is Lift Every Voice and Sing, and just about every black person knows the first verse. But do you know the second verse? Bitch, they was like, I mean, to be quite honest, all I know, I barely know the words to the first verse. I just be humming the words. I just be saying anything. That's what Dwayne said, right? And they was like, oh my God, because they only got like 2 minutes to answer the question, or a minute or so, whatever, to answer the question. And so that the thing is counted down. And they was like, who knows the fuck verse? I don't know the verse. What you gonna do? And next thing you know, here come Allison, the half-breed, the half-black, who came through and sang that second verse. And you know, when we feel like we did that shit, how we put that attitude on it and we get our hand going like this, that was Allison. And when I tell you, I busted the fuck up in that theater, because I said, why the half-breed only the one that know? And I hope I ain't offending nobody by saying that. You know, it's just jokes or whatever. Why the half and half the only one that know the Black National Anthem? The second verse. And I'm sitting here like, bitch, I don't know. Girl, if it ain't lift every voice and sing to earth and heaven, ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise, girl, to the listening side. Let it resound high as the rolling sky. Listen, sing a song. That's all I know. That's all I know. Okay? And I said a second verse. A second verse. And the fact that she knew it, it blew the fuck out of me. Okay? Baby, they was asking shit about, when they asked the question, how many black people, name 5 black people that was on Friends. They was going down the list, and when they got like 4, and then I think they said the original unveiled, what's her name? Janet Hubert. Okay, they was like, wrong. What you should have said is, I don't know, because I watch Living Singles. I like to pass the fuck out. And they even asked the question of, how many seasons was the original the original unveiled on? I was like, 3 seasons, okay? Mind you, I'm in the theater. We all just answering the questions in the theater. My theater was so fucking ghetto to a certain extent. It wasn't ghetto, but it was so goddamn black. Let me take that back. we was cracking up and we was answering those questions too. Baby, we had a fucking time up in that theater. And the only thing that had confused me about it was the fact that it was some white people that was up in there. And I said, baby, this ain't for you. I mean, it's good that you want to spend your money on black folks, but I feel like they probably left and you know, asked for a refund. But because that's what some people were saying to me when I had posted that on Twitter. Somebody said it was some white people that was sitting next to them and they stayed for a good 15 minutes of the movie and they had left, and now until they probably got a refund because they couldn't understand what was going on. I said, because bitch, this wasn't for you. It's called the Blackening. Did you see the freaking girl preview for it? I said, oh my goodness, that shit was so fucking funny, right? The questions that was being asked was pop culture questions and stuff. The NAACP, now I ain't gonna lie to you, when they asked that question about the NAACP, thank God Clifton was there because he said that shit right off the bat. Because Ashley said National African American, and that's it. That's all I got. I said, now is that correct? I said, what's the last two letters? You would have had me stumped. I ain't even gonna sit here and hold you. I ain't gonna sit here and hold you and lie to you. I said, what that stand? The National African. All right. Good answer. All right. And so at one point, I think they got something wrong because they got that living single, the friends question wrong. The dude popped up on the camera. They had Morgan up in the seat. And she had a wig on. Next thing you know, they was like, oh my God, he scalped her. And I had looked up. Baby, he pulled her wig on. He pulled her wig off and she was sitting there with the stocking cap over. Somehow she got out and they hear her knocking at the door, and she was at the basement door. And they thinking that they opened up the door, and it was the whole, you open the door. No, I ain't finna open up this door. You open the door. Okay, you open the door, whatever. And it was the dude, bitch. And they was trying to close that bitch on them, wound up stabbing him in the toe. Girl, it was a fucking mess. And at this point, they keep on getting ran down back into the game room and having to answer more questions, and then get to the point where they get let loose 3 minutes to, you know, go around the house, to run away. But before that, one of the things was you had to give up the person who was the blackest, right? This is where the skit on Comedy Central, this part is where it came from, okay? This is what we saw in the Comedy Central. I hope I'm saying I think it is Comedy Central. And they was like, you know, one said you couldn't vote for me because, you know, you say she the blackest. They said this about Shanika. She the blackest because she say nigga all the time. And baby, when I tell you they were saying nigga so many times throughout the show, I felt seen, okay? Because nigga. Y'all know I throw that word up there in a minute, bitch. And she was like, see, look, you said nigga. Dwayne was like, you can't throw me up in there, bitch, because first of all, I'm gay, and no. And they was like, oh, please, okay? And then they was trying to go down the line, and you know, when it got to Clifton, he said, bitch, you can't throw me up in there. I'm not the blackest because I've never seen the Friday movies. They was like, okay, and I never did this. Okay, and I don't know how to play spades, right? Okay, and that's not enough. That's not enough. Whatever. Girl, he said I voted for Trump. Twice. The whole theater went up like, bitch. Now, that was in the original skit, but when the original skit came out, it was just Trump's first term, okay? Well, he only had one term, but when he ran for re-election, hasn't came up yet. And then they said the way that they did it on the original skit, they was like, okay, we gonna figure it out this way. Go get your bags, and whoever have a bag, whoever got hot sauce that fall out their bag, they done put it. And when one of them did, they the one that got sacrificed, right? But then everybody had hot sauce in their bag. They just had it secure. That was on the original skit. But on this one, they was like, fuck it, Clifton. I said, you ain't got to give him no explanation. Y'all don't know this nigga like that. He just popped up, sacrificed his ass. They was like, sacrifice his Trump mega ass. That shit was so fucking funny. Bitch, I said, you really thought that they was going to protect you? Nigga, they don't know you like that. So he go outside, get hit with an arrow, right? Okay, they pulled him in. Next thing you know, they trying to do the rebellion and stuff. King wound up getting shot with an arrow twice in the same spot. Okay, and when they was trying to take that bitch out, Allison was trying to pull the arrow out and wind up jamming it into her own self right here. I said, God damn. So Shanika had some pills, like some pain pills or whatever, gave it to Allison, fucked around and gave her the wrong pill and gave her Adderall. So now she got super strength at this point. Like, mama super focused on every goddamn thing. Okay, they splitting up. They was like, if we're gonna do this, I hate the fact that we gotta say this, but we gonna have to, they was like, don't say it, bitch. We gonna have to split up. God damn, because y'all know that's what they say. And as soon as I heard that part, I instantly go to Scary Movie 2 when they was up in the house and they said, okay, let's split up. You, and you come with me. And it was the whites versus the and so, you know, Namdi and Dwayne and Lisa stayed in the house, and you got Shanika, King, and Allison outside, and they running or whatever, and Shanika was about to swim across the pond. She in the water. Next thing you know, the killer coming. He doing all this stuff. Bitch, would I tell you that bitch got out there? See, that was another stereotype. Black people don't like water. We don't know how to swim. Sneaker was up in that bitch swimming. That would have been me, bitch, because I know how to fucking swim. And if it's a life or death situation, bitch, oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Throw me up in that water. Bitch, you will see me run faster than you ever saw me run. Okay, because I'm in water, and that means I can go a little bit faster. There it is. There it is, bitch. Girl, that motherfucker tried to kill her, and Grace was up there. She was having an out-of-body experience. Mama turned into Rambo, Wilder, fucking that nigga up. And, you know, they came through and they fucked him up and they killed him, right? They realized that this is not the same killer because, remember, inside the house, they stabbed dude up in the foot. He got on regular boots with no stab wound over his foot. So now we realize it's multiple killers, okay? And the other group, they trying to figure out what's going on. Somebody cut knocking at the door. Girl, it's the police. They got weapons and shit. And they trying to figure out if the police down with them or if he with the killer. And he was like, I could be invited to the cookout, but I know not to come. They asking him all these questions or whatever. They was like, okay, cool. So they go to his car, and the police, instead of getting into the car, gonna say, let me go check these cars up there, because the tires was all fucked up, you know. They put holes in the tires and shit so they couldn't leave. Bitch, I don't understand that shit. What that's supposed to do? In a life or death situation, you bust my tires, bitch. I'm still gonna be riding on the rims to get the fuck out. The fuck? I said, And I was like, oh shit, the police, the fucking sheriff, or what is it called? The patroller. The force patrol. He a part of it, bitch. He gotta be, cause who the fuck, he ain't even bothered to get into the car. He told them to get into the car, and you wanna go up there, cause you know white people go right to the danger. That's what they were showing. White people go right to the goddamn danger, and then you can't trust them, right? And I said, oh, he gotta be part of it. He gotta be part of it. And of course they found one of the masks up in the car. Baby, they said, lock these motherfucking doors, bitch. The police come back, dude come back to the door. He was like, open the door, cause he out here. They was like, nigga, we can't trust you. Look at this. They was like, I know, I found it outside, so let me just come in. No, bitch, how we know? Oh, you know, cause he got shot in the throat. He got shot in the back too and died. Okay, girl, I said, oh shit, so he really wasn't a part of it. So of course they running into the house, and Dwayne, because dude was out there shooting with the crossbows, not guns, but crossbows. But listen, guess who had a gun? King said he ain't had no gun, but he really did have a gun in there. But no, they was outside, Lisa, Nandi, and Dwayne, and they trying to get back inside. And then Dwayne was like, go ahead, save yourselves, leave me out here. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Bitch, they was like, all right. And they got up into the house, and Dwayne said, damn it, bitch, y'all ain't supposed to fucking leave. So, of course, when he popped up back up in the house, because they was having an event, he was like, oh, so y'all really was going to do this to me? Y'all really was just going to let me die and all that stuff? But Dwayne had said earlier, when he gets scared, he throws up. So the killer, or the second killer, was trying to figure out where they were. He knew they was in the house, but he just couldn't tell where they were. Now, he had a block on the internet and all the signals couldn't get through. He turned that shit off and then he turned it on. So now the signals are coming through and all the messages are coming on to the phones and he hear ping, 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 ping. So now he know where they at. So now he found them and Dwayne throws up on him because he was scared. Which causes him to fall down the steps, right? They start fucking that nigga up and Miss Lisa just killed the bitch out of him. I said, I know that's fucking right. Had blame matter all up in her head and everything. Now we thinking the shit is over, but we still have to realize who the fuck is doing this? Now earlier when Morgan was putting their class picture up, their picture up when they was up in college, she moved the white people that was living that picture away, and it was a family. Come to find out, the dude from the gas station was one of the original killers, you know, because he had no eye or whatever. They found him. And then his twin brother was the other killer. They lived in that house. They was the ones that was in that picture. And so they was like, all right, so who the fuck hired them? That's what the question is now. We found out who the killers they are. Now, who the fuck hired them? All right? Because then in one of the killers' pocket, they found a list that had the initials of everybody there. And they had the dollar amount that they was going to get paid. $100 for each of them. And they was like, bitch, they only gave, all of us together is worth $1,000? Dwayne had that money and put it up in his pocket. Said, bitch, are you serious? I said, so you ain't gonna get him 100 back? You just gonna put it all up in your pocket, Dwayne, huh? Acting concerned and shit like, ain't this about some shit? My life is only worth $100. What cheap bitch gonna do this, okay? And I said, at first I was like, 1,000 each or 1,000 all together? No, bitch, 1,000 all together. So now they try to figure out who did this shit. Girl, come to find out, fast the fuck forward. You want to know who it was? Because they see him on the goddamn camera and they see him dumping the body because down in the basement, it's a fucking well. Morgan dead, Sean dead. They done dumped the body into the goddamn well. And who did it, bitch? It was Clifton ass. Okay? And I said, I knew it. I knew it. Y'all probably figured it out batting into because as soon as I seen that nigga up in the goddamn gas station, I said, yeah, he the fucking killer right there. He got something to do with this. Girl, he set this whole shit up all because his life, according to him, changed because when they was in college, they was playing spades at this game, at this party, right? And he was trying to play or whatever. And he basically didn't really know how to play. Hurry the fuck up. All right? Get them there. Shit. He didn't really know how to play. He said he did. And he put the wrong shit down and you know, fucked the stuff up. And then I think Lisa was like, nigga, your black card revoked. And because of that reason, he said his life was never the same because you said my black card was revoked because I didn't really know how to play spades. I went out, had the first drink of my life, and then I went and drove and hit this bitch and then wound up getting 4 years in jail because I hit this bitch. I said, oh my goodness. So all of this was because they said you weren't black enough because you ain't know how to play spades. All over spades, bitch. All over fucking spades, bitch. I said, oh, you have got to be goddamn killing me. I said, child, this don't make no fucking sense. But, yeah, they wind up fucking that nigga up. They wind up fucking that nigga up. Throwing him up in the goddamn wheel and shit. It was so fucking funny. Baby, I'm going to see that. If you have not seen The Blackening, I damn near told you the whole fucking movie. But like I said, it was going to be spoilers galore. And I'm going to just say this. The movie was hilarious, okay? It was hilarious. It was cool humor. It wasn't too much. Listen, I just didn't understand why the white folks was up in my theaters. That I understand we go to their movies and shit, but some of their movies that we go to, it's universal, bitch. We can understand, and all we gotta do is change the color, and it'll be us too. But girl, this is about black shit. You ain't understand. Somebody gonna be like, Ashley, you are ignorant. I'm just saying, I was really confused, because I'm turning around. Y'all ain't laughing at the parts that we laughing at because you don't get it. Because you don't get it because you weren't supposed to be there, okay? That's just what it was, all right? But baby, Watch it, and I hope they don't come out of there talking about something. I could say nigga now. No, the fuck you can't. No, the fuck you can't. Don't take some of our secrets with y'all, okay? But anyway, shout out to the whole cast. Bitch, I wish I would have been on the mailing list to get invited to the advanced screening and all that stuff. Baby, I'm trying to work my way up to that part where I can get invited to these screenings and stuff like that, because this would have been the one that I wanted to go, because I was looking at some of the stuff, the advertisement and the promotion for it. Oh, it was a time I wish I would have been available. But yeah, like, y'all tell me how y'all felt about the movie, okay? Put it down in the comments. And if you went this long, okay, now I know if you went this long and you literally sat here as I gave the whole movie away and you ain't watched it yet, don't be up in your feelings. I don't want to see the comments, okay? Because ain't nobody, I told you at the beginning. And second of all, listen. At this point, I feel like y'all should know not to listen to me when I say it. I ain't finna get y'all no long video. Because, bitch, this what, 45, 46 minutes? Anyway, I can never come on here and just sum stuff up in like 20 minutes because it just be so good and I'll be having to get details. But anyway, I enjoyed this. I really did. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy your Juneteenth. Peace.